Thank you so much for watching. Before we get into it today, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel, like this video, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment. Now let's get into it. And we're live. Jay Critch Hood Fave.
Yeah, in the building, in the flesh, man.
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm good. It's I'm happy to finally have you here.
Facts.
You were delayed a little bit in Florida. Looked like you had a decent time, but back in BK.
Back here, man.
Is there a little something that the world doesn't know about the Hood's favorite?
Something the world doesn't know. A little fun fact for the world. In my free time, almost all I do is watch like mafia movies and old gangster movies and shit. But I love that's like a fun fact. I don't really know what else, you know.
I saw you were on Cypher Sounds' show, and I think you had talked about the mafia movies. Do you by any chance know John A-Light? Is that
John A-Light?
You know John Gotti?
Yeah.
So John A-Light was his right hand man, his hitman.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to do a show with John A-Light, and I've had him on my show as well. But I didn't know if you were familiar with that hitman.
That's fire. I gotta tune in.
You gotta tune in. Or we record here if you ever want to hop on that and meet some former mobsters. Definitely. But I want to kind of take you back in a chronological sense. A young Jay Critch. At that time, you're Jason Critchlow.
Yeah.
Or are you going by Jay Critch from an early age?
I'm just going by Jay at this time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And what was there? I mean, your whole life, did you know you were gonna go into the rap game? Was that the dream?
I kind of always knew, like from when I was young, like I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know, like how realistic or like how it was gonna happen really. But I just kept like working at it. I just always kept it as a thing I was doing, like whether I was gonna make it my main focus or not. I was just always doing it, like.
And what was the first age that you were able to, get in front of a mic and start rapping and feel like this is the direction I need to go?
I was probably like 15. I made a song called Mozzie with my boy Sparks. He had like a studio in Brooklyn in Flatbush. I used to go over there and record. It's like a basement studio, fire. And then we used to just cook up everything in there. And then once I made this one song, Mozzie in particular, like that was like the first one, like all my friends was really playing around me and my neighborhood is playing in, like that's what really, like everybody started telling me to keep making songs and stuff. And that's when I just really started going harder.
Now, the other thing that I told you when you walked in is, so we both, for people out there, we both went to the same high school, Beacon High School. Shout out to Beacon.
Shout out Beacon, man.
Were you making music in the beginning of Beacon? I know towards the end definitely, but from your freshman year on,
I think in the beginning I had tracks, but I wasn't like, I don't think I was dropping any music on SoundCloud and stuff. Actually, freshman year I definitely was. I had like a old track with Rowdy Rebel out, and a couple other songs, but I was just dropping on like SoundCloud. They wasn't really getting any plays or anything.
And then what was like the big break you felt like?
The first song I had with streams was that Mozzie song I said. That one had hit like 50K on SoundCloud. That's when I started peeping like, okay, it's going up a little bit. 50K, what? 50K was like $1 million to me at that time. And then after that I did a video called Take Some, and that one really went up, like in my neighborhood too. That one really went up. And then even in like my school in Beacon and stuff, people start, getting in tune. So that shit like pushed me more. With
the Mozzie song, how old? What year of high school was that?
That was like sophomore year.
And then, was there any? Were you doing school at the same time, or mostly just focusing on music? And
honestly, I was overwhelmed with this shit in Beacon.
It's a lot of homework.
Yeah, that shit was a lot, bro. I'm like, damn, like. School was like middle school, everything was a breeze to me. Then I just went there. I'm like, shit, like it was overwhelming. I was doing bad.
You had any favorite teachers you want to give a quick shout out to?
Shout out Mr. Moscow. That was my guy.
You gave a lot of homework, yeah?
Yeah, that's my guy.
That's
though.
your guy?
He's my guy. He's like the one teacher I could say I learned like a lot of important stuff outside of school in terms of like, money and stuff, like investing and all of that. That's a good guy right there.
What about Miss Lacey?
Hey, shout out Miss Lacey.
Big shout out Miss Lacey.
Shout out Miss Lacey, man. Yeah, she used to let me chill in her office. She didn't know I was cutting class, but shout out Miss Lacey.
Who's your advisor?
My advisor was Mr. Miller, photography. Yeah, photography guy.
Okay. I remember actually, we weirdly enough, so you're about to turn 23. Speaking of, before I do that, I got you a little something because I know you're turning 23 in a couple weeks.
Thank you, man.
For you to celebrate.
Pop it right here.
Jordan year coming up.
Jordan year.
But we're I was gonna say we're only 2 you're 98?
98.
So we're only 2 years apart. So we actually I remember because I was thinking, because people obviously talked about you when you started getting all the fame and recognition that you rightfully deserve. But once I was walking out of the bathroom at Beacon, and I think you were walking out, and it smelled a little loud. Which
yeah, I used to have that pack on me, man. I thought I was low. I wasn't low though.
You weren't low. I think it was actually at Pick a Bagel. You remember Pick a Bagel?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh nah, Pick a Bagel. We used to go in that bathroom and roll up. I used to roll up in the bathroom.
I know that's the bathroom I went into.
Yeah. Then I used to come out, go down the block. You know what I mean? But that was definitely the spot to roll up. Or shout out Pick a Bagel.
So then, was there a time your junior, senior year of Beacon? Was that when you started to really take off?
Senior year, but I don't even think I took off like while I was in Beacon. It was more like after that. It was more like when I started at BMCC. Like my first semester there, that's when it really started kicking off. And
then you just dropped. You didn't need to go to school at that point.
Yeah, it was over.
Yeah, I'm sure. Were you happy about that?
I was excited as shit. I was happy.
So the reality is that now you're about to be 23. You were if you're at BMCC your freshman year, you're about 19, and that's got to be a lot of attention for a 19-year-old. Did you feel like you were ready for it? Did you feel like it was a lot to handle at once?
In terms of the attention and stuff, I was ready for it because, I don't know, that I wasn't really too focused on. But just in terms of the other stuff, managing money and all of that, it's you got to teach yourself that stuff if nobody ever taught you. So that I just had to learn all that stuff on my own, really.
Was that, do you mind just talking quickly, what your first learning experience on how to manage money? Because especially you at the time, if you're a big star or getting to be a big star, you're starting to see money you probably never saw in your life before.
Exactly. And then you still young. One, you're young. Two, you never seen that type of money, so you think certain amounts of money is a lot of money, is not. But then also, that quickly shows you okay. Yeah. What I used to think is a lot of money is not a lot, you know what I mean? So you just gotta learn how to manage your shit. It's just because I was never used to even having all that. So once it came, I just, I had my little splurge phase. Everybody goes through it. But yeah, I'm older now. I'm good.
What was the first big splurge that?
Probably when I went to get my chains at Aviani, where I spent some shit at one time. Probably, yeah.
How much you spend?
I think I dropped on both of my pieces plus the other shit. I think I dropped 40.
Sheesh. Those pieces?
Yeah, this one, these two, this chain, some rings and shit I got.
You ever scared to get jumped?
Nah.
You roll with security now?
Nah, I just move. I just take precautions.
Yeah.
So if anything happens, I'll be all right.
Now, how old were you when you did Barclays for the first time?
I think I was 20.
Fuck.
I think I was 20 or 21.
You never felt like the moment was too big, though?
Nah, it felt like it was the perfect moment. It felt like it was the perfect time. It was just a matter of time.
What was it like when, especially as a Brooklyn, someone who grew up in Brooklyn your whole life, to do Barclays Center?
Felt crazy.
What's it like when you're looking at? So it was Tidal, right? That was the first time you did Barclays?
That was Tidal, and then the first arena I did was MSG on Yams Day. That shit was crazy too. But both times it just felt crazy being in in like an arena like that, really seeing people like all the way up there looking like ants. Like that's the craziest place to perform, like an arena like that. The energy is crazy.
Do you have any other dreams of other stadiums that are on your mind?
Stadium. We need that Super Bowl performance, man.
Oh, is that what's coming?
It's coming one day for sure.
What'd you think about the weekends?
Yeah, it was creative. It's different. Everybody's saying, but you know, I'm gonna give him.
Come on, J-Lo and Shakira were way better.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna just give him his props, man. I fuck with EXO. That's my guys. Sal and them, man. They did their thing. It was definitely different, though. It was definitely different. I wouldn't have did it, but he did his thing.
Now, for you, take me a little bit through your kind of your musical process, if you will. Like from the second that you create a song to the second you release it, how's it go? Because I know it's different for every artist.
LaRon, my producer, or whatever producer I'm working with, pulls up a beat. They just start playing beats like in the studio. Once I like catch a beat that I'm feeling at the moment, I pull it up, and then I just record like line by line until the song is done. I just record like off the top of my head. I'll lay down one line, listen to it. All right, next line, until you go through the whole song, and then you have a full song.
And more of the inspiration to your lyrics come from where? Mostly growing up?
Growing up, what I'm going through at the moment, how I'm feeling in the studio that day, what I might be wearing that day, like anything. It really could be anything, like who's next to me, you feel me? Like, it don't matter. I grab like inspiration from everything, but mostly what I'm feeling like in the moment, or what I like something that just happened or some shit.
And for you, do you feel like there are other different topics you want to cover in your music down the line?
Yeah.
What kind of ranges do you want to hit?
As I get older and like my fan base grows and becomes more strong, I'm gonna be on some more like putting people onto game type shit. Like I'm gonna switch it up and like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain, but I wanna like find a way to in the music like put youngins on that might not know how to, flip some money or something. Like just say little things that they could actually do. Like, feel me? Like, cause people right now are going crazy on like the Robin Hood app and all this, but no one in their songs say like, I invested blah blah in Robin Hood and made whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but you can do that and it would sound hard, like shit like that. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
What's it been like to have that fan base that you're speaking of grow really quick? Your rise has honestly been pretty fast. Mm-hmm. And we just had a whole year of pandemic, so scratch that. But like, in like 2 to 3 years, you've really become this big, especially in New York and really in the country, and you have a lot of fans worldwide, this big sensation. What's that been like to have that fan base grow and have people in Germany or the UK know who you are?
It's a blessing, because that's just all I wanted. Like, when I started making music, that's all I wanted. And I used to always say, like, once people hear the music, it's going to be lit. For me, like, it's going to be good. And people started to hear it, and that's what happened. Like, so I just like, always appreciative of the fans and grateful for the fans, because for me, I feel like my fan base, too, is like they're not like those here today, gone tomorrow fans. Mm-hmm. Like, they really, like, feel me, they really fuck with me. Like, 5 years from now, my fans will still be my fans type shit.
How do you keep that longevity because you are so young and because you've had so much success when you're young? How do you keep that, or how do you hope to keep that longevity for, hopefully the next 20, 30, 40 years?
I just think like, I don't know, just growing and letting the fans grow with me so they can see all the different stages and all the different like levels and things that I'm going through. From starting at 19 to getting older in the shit. Like, I just, I'm always just show them something new.
Has there been any one moment with a fan that really stood out to you that has changed you in any way?
A couple. Like when fans tell me like that my music does something for them, like your music really, every time I feel it like in a slump or something, your music makes me want to go get a bag. Well, like when I hear that type of stuff, that's what like sticks with me the most. Cause I hear like a bunch of stories that stuck with that like touched me from the fans, but when they say stuff like that, like bro, I was going through some shit and your mixtape got like shit like that. I'm like, that's what I'll do it for, cause it's like, feel me? You could really affect someone and you're not even there. They're just listening to your shit. Like, that's crazy to me.
Do you feel like your inner circle has pretty much remained the same as you've kind of gone through this, in a lot of ways, meteoric rise?
Yeah, everybody around me is like the same people that was always around me. Like the Talk Money shit, that my label, the same people that started that with me is around me every day still. Like, I would say the only people that came on board is just, people that's adding stuff to, like, people that's working, producers and stuff like that, photographers and stuff. But the core of my team has stayed the same.
How do you gauge the people that, because especially I imagine the rap industry, I'm not in it, but I could imagine it's like that for that industry and others. They're also the clout chasers that try to, latch on and see someone successful like yourself. How do you gauge, who's a real one and who's not?
Honestly, I'm just like, I'm mad skeptical of everybody. Like too skeptical, kinda. Like, my friends be telling me, like, oh, chill, bro, he's good. Like, like, for me, they gotta like tell me, like, nah, bro, he's good. Like, I'm just mad skeptical of everybody. Like, especially because I have the same friends I always had. I still hang out with the same people and stuff. Like, I don't really like outsiders, like, coming around and stuff. Even, like, when, I don't care who it is, like, he bringing weed or something, but he just want to chill around in the studio. Like, I don't like people just coming around like that. Like, you got to be, like, working and doing something.
Was there a moment that maybe made you more skeptical, or was it the more famous you got, the more skeptical you got?
The more I was going up, the more skeptical I got, because you just start seeing people do weird stuff, and just weird shit.
Like what? What
like,
give me an example.
I don't know, like, just weird. Like, people will use your friends to get close to you, and you know it, but you know what I mean. Like, people around you may not see it. Like, they'll start getting real buddy with him because they know they trying to get close to you. You know what I mean? But he might not see it like that. He might just see it like this person is cool, shit like that. But people just do a lot of weird stuff. You feel me? Like, girls do weird shit.
What's the weirdest with the girl?
Recording and stuff. I can't deal with all that. That's why I just be skeptical of everybody. I just be watching everybody close. Like,
but how does that make you feel that you have to now, have your guard up, or like meeting new people? I'm sure is meeting new girls, meeting new just friends in general must be harder than it used to be. No?
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be whack, but I always tell myself, like, this is just what comes with, you feel me? It's what comes with what you want, with what you wanted. Like, you wanted the career. This is what comes with it.
Do you feel like, some people that I have on, successful people, they never feel like they made it. Do you feel like you've made it yet, or do you still feel like that young kid, or you feel like you've hit a level?
I feel like I'm at a level for sure.
What's the level?
I feel like I'm at a level where it's like I'm solidified in my city as one of the young, one of the young artists that had a wave. Like, even the other young artists that come up, they already know. Like, once I reach out to them or we meet each other, they already know who I am, and like every time they already know. That just shows me, like, you feel me? Like, we gotta be solidified in the city. Every artist coming up, once we speak, they already in tune with me and like fuck with what I got going on. So shit like that just shows me, like, you at a level where everybody doing their thing knows in the city, like, knows what you got going on. But I'm just trying to go a bunch more levels up, feel me? But I know I'm at a good level. Like.
Do you ever miss not being famous?
Yeah.
Really? Like what are the times that you not miss being famous, or miss not being famous?
Like, my friends could still go to certain places that I can't go.
Like where?
Like, if it's it could be a party or something. Like, like, oh, this girl's throwing her birthday party. Like, I wouldn't just pull up to like shit that I used to pull up to anymore. But like, just certain things, because I just know it's not gonna be the right vibe, the right surrounding. Like,
would you say you're still as happy as you used to be? I mean, are you happy with where you're at, both professionally and on a personal level as well?
Mm-hmm. I've been mad happy. I've been mad happy. Only thing about it is you get used to like how life is, like how life changed for you. So you just gotta remind yourself sometimes, like, what you came from to where you at now. That's what keeps you like happy and excited about this shit. Cause people forget people get to a certain level and forget that they came from this level and they went up there. You know what I mean? Once you forget that, then it's like shit becomes boring to you and you're not excited about it anymore. But like you gotta always remember that you gotta keep that same hunger and excitement you had about it before you got it. You know what I mean?
And I think one of the things that I honestly admire about you and where you're from in your music is talking about, you talk a lot about your mom and want to take care of her. We just talk real quick, what it's been like. I imagine for her it's incredible to see her son find the success, but also, maybe the conversations that you and your mom have had over the years as you've gotten more successful in your career. Over
the years, she just like, well, before all of this started, she was like always supportive of it, but she was like being on her mom thing, like you can't just put all your eggs in one basket and all that type of stuff. Like you can't just count on this music stuff, blah blah. But once it ended up working out, but she always was supportive and always believed in it, like. And then, but once it happened, she just mad proud. She's just really proud. I mean,
did she come to some of your concerts?
Yeah, my first sold out show in New York, Urban Plaza. When I first did Urban Plaza, we did it like 2 nights, 2 shows in one night. Both of them sold out in Urban Plaza. She was there for that. That's when she really seen like, oh shit, like, feel me? Where.
And what was the first thing that you when you had a little bit of money that you maybe bought your mom or you splurged on?
The crib. Her crib.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a good feeling. What was that feeling like when you get to buy your mama?
Shit was crazy. She was lit.
It's still in Brooklyn?
Yeah. She loved Brooklyn, bro. She don't want to go nowhere. But I'm like, after this, I'm like, next spot is out of Brooklyn. Like, you can't stay here.
Now, do you set goals for yourself? Do you think like, all right, in 5 years I want to be at X, or in 10 years I want to be at Y?
Yeah, facts.
Where are some of those goals at let's say 5 years down the line, where do you hope to be? 10 years down the line, where do you hope to be?
5 years from now, like, I'm trying to be doing, like, I'm trying to be having like a brand, stuff that's popping outside of my music personally. Stuff that is gonna be lit, that people might not even know is associated with me, but just stuff that I started up. Like, for me, I got like a lot of stuff in the works right now that's gonna start rolling out in the next year.
Can you preview some of that or no?
Yeah, just like a lot of fashion, clothing things, and even sports things.
Really?
Yeah. But we just got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm trying to create a game. I'm trying to start a basketball team for the youth. A bunch of stuff that I'm trying to do. But that's like, it's really a bunch of stuff that is like aside from the music that I see, like, that I'll be thinking about for like 5 years from now and stuff.
What is it also, I'd seen one interview where you talked about, I think it was like a back to school drive or something in that realm of helping kids from that Clinton Hill, Fort Greene neighborhood that you're from. What's it like for you to now be in a position, even at fucking 22 or 23, to be helping out kids and, because you were once that kid who was, young and wanted to be something. What's it like for you to now be able to provide some of that for some of those young kids?
That's like the only thing I really care about, because that's what I really wanted to do with all of this attention and stuff that I'm getting. All I really wanted to do is inspire others, young kids and stuff like that. Because when I was young, I remember every time I seen someone famous or something, it was always like I'll just see them randomly. I never when I was a kid, I never met anybody famous and spoke to them or anything, or got to take a picture. But I just remember the few times I was mad young one time. I seen Michael Strahan just walking in the city, the football player from the Giants. I seen him, but just seeing somebody that's famous when you're a kid is mad inspirational and motivational. So any chance I get to have a little conversation with a kid or take the picture or a little video for them or something, or even my friends will be like, yo, it's my cousin's birthday, make a video for her, whatever. I'll make the video happy 13th birthday, whatever. Because the kids is really the ones that's out here gonna be excited about it and talking yo, feel me? I just spoke to Critch or whatever. Those are the people, the kids that are the ones that's gonna really be pushing it and excited about it if you showing them love. So That's what is most important to me, like inspiring the kids and showing them love when they show me love. You know what I mean?
I love it. Do you ever think about, I mean, obviously you're very young, but I'm always interested when I have a guest on to know if they're ever thinking about their legacy, or if they're thinking about, you know, Jay Critch as the musician, but also Jay Critch as the person. How do you hope, you know, people remember you? Obviously, hopefully many more years of healthy life.
I'm coming legendary, bro. Like, we need streets named after us, all type of shit. Like, by the time I'm done, I need like memorial things in Brooklyn, like the
statues. Where you want your statue?
Annual events and shit.
In front of Barclays?
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Right there in front of Barclays. Gotta be. And it gotta be me like this.
Hood What do you want the plaque to say?
Hood favorite. Jay Critch, hood favorite.
Beautiful. Hey, everybody can follow you on Instagram and Twitter at Jay Critch.
Jay Critch. Go sign up.
Go sign up. What else could people know if they want to? They can listen to you on Spotify. Anything else
Jay
you're trying to
Critch
plug?
Everywhere. Just Google it. Jay Critch.
just Google
get in
it.
tune. YouTube, whatever you. If you listen on PlayStation, go Google it on there. Wherever you listen to your music at. You know what I mean? Jay Critch is everywhere.
Beautiful. Hey, it was a pleasure to meet you, to have you on.
Yo, thank you for the bottle,
hey,
bro.
You better.
I'm about to go turn up with this right now.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jordan year.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Jordan year, we're coming in hot.
Jordan year, 23. Yes.
There we go. Beautiful. Jay Critch, everybody.
Hey.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.